Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the November 17th edition of Carolina Week.
I'm Mackenzie Babb. I'll tell you what some people are calling the new civil rights movement.
Obama mania is still in full force. Tickets to the inauguration are like gold.
In sports, we'll tell you how those Turtles outran the football team and all but wiped away a spot in the ACC Championship.
Weathercaster Dan McKimmey is here to tell us if we'll feel a winter holiday chill before Thanksgiving.
All that, and Hillsborough rolls out a ladies-only red carpet. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
A constitutional change in California leads to protests in North Carolina. I'm Bethany Tuggle.
And I'm Gervais Hagerty. Well, that change has to do with the definition of marriage. People across the country are upset about Proposition 8, the amendment to California's Constitution that outlaws same-sex marriage. Reporter Mackenzie Babb was at a protest in Raleigh this weekend. Mackenzie?
Gervais, the protest was the largest gathering for gay rights in North Carolina history. Participants protested against the ban in California and similar bans that passed in Arizona and Florida.
This is the new civil rights movement, and I ask you to join with us in our sustained call for freedom.
An estimated 1,400 people gathered at the Halifax Mall in Raleigh on Saturday to join what they called the new civil rights movement, same-sex marriage. The rally was just one of many organized through the group Join the Impact. John Visor explains why he decided to help organize this rally.
It really is a matter of that for 42 years, I'm 42 years old, that I have respected all Americans' rights to practice what they believe in. And I'm tired of respecting everybody else's beliefs when mine get voted away.
Another organizer, Tom Green, said he joined the effort on behalf of the students in the high school where he teaches.
I look to their future, and I just want a better future for them. So how is that going to be achieved? It's going to be achieved through action today.
Protesters in Raleigh held signs and cheered as they listened to speakers talk about Proposition 8 and their experiences with same-sex marriage. They hope this protest will spark a movement for what they consider equality in marriage.
It's all a matter of education and understanding and people opening their hearts to realize that not everybody in this world is homogenous. We are all different, and we all deserve the same basic protections that the Constitution is supposed to grant us.
During the rally, participants also marched to the Capitol building and then to the governor's mansion where they raised a rainbow flag.
So, Mackenzie, would you say the rally was fairly peaceful?
Well, Gervais, there were a few supporters of Proposition 8 present to protest the rally. One woman I spoke with said she doesn't hate homosexuals, but the Bible says marriage is only for a man and a woman.
That's Mackenzie Babb starting us off tonight in the studio. Thanks, Mackenzie.
Will Barack Obama's election help race relations in the U.S.? At a roundtable discussion earlier today, members of a panel took turns talking about the Obama victory and how it relates to other domestic and international perspectives. Panel members discussed the effects of the Obama presidency in Africa, East Asia, Canada, and South America. They also discussed the effects on minorities living in the United States. Obama's victory has symbolic importance to many different racial groups in America. However, panel members stressed that America isn't a post-racial country yet, and we can't rely on Obama to solve all of our race issues. Obama's already had a big effect on people's interests in politics. There's a huge demand for the 240,000 tickets for Obama's inauguration on January 20th. Tickets are supposed to be free and distributed only through members of Congress. Demand is so high for the event that some senators want to make selling the tickets a federal crime. Legislators are urging auction sites like eBay and Craigslist to refrain from allowing users to buy or sell tickets online. In another attempt to prevent scalping, lawmakers' offices won't receive the tickets until right before the inauguration.
A former UNC student television station manager has been charged with embezzlement. Ernest Joseph Gilbert is accused of stealing audio and video equipment from STV while serving as station manager last year. Gilbert turned himself in to UNC police after the current station manager found discrepancies in the financial records. Gilbert has been released on a $30,000 bond and is due to appear in court December 12th.
After falling in the first round of the high school football playoffs, Chapel Hill High has to deal with another loss. Senior Rodney Terrain, a standout football player, died in a hit-and-run car accident at about 4 a.m. on Sunday. Terrain was riding in a friend's car when another car struck it and in no passing lane, causing his friend's car to run off the side of the road and slam into a tree. Terrain was sitting in the back seat and wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Chapel Hill has had 2 football players die in the past 3 months.
If there's one thing the economic downturn has done to help Americans, it's led to a drastic drop in gas prices. Drivers today are paying, on average, $1.50 less per gallon than they were just 1 month ago. Experts believe this drop is due to decreased demand because of America's financial concerns. The economic climate has also driven away speculators, helping to drive down the price. Despite the recent drop, utilities officials encourage everyone to continue to serve.
We still don't know who's to blame for the blaze that whipped through Girard Hall more than a week ago. Police say an arsonist is at fault, but so far they haven't revealed any leads. Officials urge you to contact UNC Public Safety if you have any information. Early estimations put damage costs at up to $50,000. Many notable American figures have taken center stage in the building, such as James K. Polk and Langston Hughes.
With Thanksgiving almost here, we're giving thanks for the small things in life,
including one particular friendly face on the UNC campus.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Honey, the credit fairy doesn't exist.
What?
It's make-believe. Nobody left anything under your pillow.
If there's no credit fairy, then we'll make our credit score go up.
We will, by doing things like paying our bills on time.
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
What?
When you open a book, you can explore new lands, make new friends, and discover new adventures. There are amazing possibilities when you open your mind to reading. Explore new worlds. Read.
During the holiday season, lots of people are looking for ways to give back to the community. Rebecca Hilton tells us about an on-the-air volunteer opportunity in Carrboro.
Behind these tangled wires, among these stacks of CDs and old record players, there's a radio show going on.
This is Hannah. This is Malika.
It's called Teen Spirit, and it's just one of many shows on WCOM, Carrboro's all-volunteer community radio station. Programming committee member Bob Burtman says WCOM is unique because it has a very local focus.
Local is generally a word not associated that often with radio. So we try and reflect the community in many different ways.
WCOM boasts a variety of shows, from simply playing music to talk shows to Spanish language programming.
Show host Jackie Helvey says because all of the DJs are volunteers, they have more freedom.
Nobody has rules that they have to follow, you know, in regard to the content of the show. I mean, you can't cuss and stuff like that, you know, the regular rules, but you do whatever you want to do.
Community members of any age who wish to be DJs can apply to have a radio show on the air.
We're mostly looking for passion and enthusiasm and commitment to doing the program, as well as whether the concept hangs together.
Burtman encourages anyone who'd like to volunteer at WCOM in any capacity to apply. If you're lucky, one day that DJ behind the controls could be you. In Carrboro, I'm Rebecca Hilton, Carolina Week.
You can visit our website at carolinaweek.org to find out how to apply to be a DJ at WCOM.
It's hard to imagine our former student body president has been gone for nearly a year. On Saturday, more than 1,500 people showed up for the very first Eve Carson Memorial 5K for Education. Eve t-shirts were a common sight as people gathered in Polk Place to stretch and grab their running chips. Before the race started, everyone came together, did some stretching, and listened to words of encouragement from Chancellor James Measer. Once the race started, it was elbow to elbow down Raleigh Road. But things cleared out around the finish line. Winning wasn't the important thing. Honoring Eve's memory was. The battle for cancer continues. Relay for Life hosted its latest UNC event on Friday, an event called, get this, the Breasticle Festival. The purpose was to raise awareness and money to help fight against, you probably guessed this, breast and testicular cancer. Participants learned about self-examination and could also test their new skills on balloons. Other activities included a bra race and ping pong. Participants could donate money to the American Cancer Society or buy t-shirts. The a cappella group Cadence and other UNC groups like the women's rugby team provided entertainment.
There are lots of people on the Carolina campus, and most of us shuffle past one another without saying anything. But today we're recognizing a friendly face that's sure to turn your frown upside down.
One person. One person. One person.
One person.
One person. There's always that one person you can rely on to brighten your day. That one person at UNC is Fred Moore.
It's like people like Mr. Fred who seem to go above and beyond and know you on a personal level.
Mr. Fred, as many call him, has been a security guard at UNC for more than 30 years. During that time, he's been a friend to all.
Every class he gets at least 100 kids that know him, that they kind of latch on to him as like a leader figure.
Leader, mentor, and friend are just 3 roles Mr. Fred assumes at UNC. Those who have crossed paths with him greatly appreciate his love, passion, and commitment to Carolina.
He's a family man, therefore he brings the family atmosphere to Carolina because we are a family here at Carolina, and he makes it more like home.
A veteran himself, Mr. Fred had to say goodbye to his 2 sons after they decided to join the Army. Fred's learned to keep his mind clear of worrying about his sons overseas by keeping his fingers busy. He's known on campus for his comical drawings of Ramses defeating UNC rivals such as the Wolfpack, Blue Devils, and Terrapins. Despite his dislike for rival schools, Fred is a selfless, loving, and devoted person to the UNC community. And he always remembers your name, even when you don't think he will, because he knows everybody.
And he never loses touch. He always asks you how you doing. He really cares about people.
You're not going to find another person like this on campus anywhere.
Although he may not be in the Carolina limelight, he's a vital part to the Carolina family, tradition, and values. It reminds you that no matter where you go, the sun is always shining somewhere. In Chapel Hill, I'm Nadine Mazer, Carolina Week.
Well, he seems to be a very positive guy, and that's great that he says that, the sun is always shining, but Dan, it doesn't feel like it's shining around here.
Yeah, in fact, it's been kind of cloudy for most of the day today, but we are going to break out into sunshine, and it's going to be kind of clear throughout the next part of the week. Coming up on Carolina Week, break out those jackets, scarves, coats, and hats. I'll have your 4-day forecast and chilly weather details right after the break.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle. The circle that helps this circle by recycling trash. We sort glass, plastic, separate cans, stack newspapers, and magazines. Now, thanks to us, there are lots of products made from things we've already recycled. This cereal box wants your Sunday paper. These paper clips, in a more daring life, of 56 convertibles. The circle works like this. It starts when we recycle trash at home and at work. It's completed when we buy products made from or packaged in recycled materials. How do you know the difference? Check the label for something called post-consumer recycled content. It looks like this. Make a mental note. Then buy the highest percentage of it you can find. You'll save a tree, you'll save energy, and in your own way, you'll help save the world. Complete the circle.
Call 1-800-2-RECYCLE for your free shopping guide. Environmental Defense, finding the ways that work.
Nice. Hey, guys. Ooh, I've been looking for that. Has legal seen this?
Yeah. Cheryl, what happened to your,
Oh, yeah, I know. If it gets any worse, I'll have it checked out.
Worse? How could it get worse?
Yeah, maybe we should call somebody?
I'm fine.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm student forecaster Dan McKimmey with your weather plans for the week ahead. We've had some wacky weather the past few days. Temperatures were in the 70s over the weekend, and we even had some tornadoes touch down across central North Carolina. But now we're talking about temperatures in the afternoon only reaching the 40s. And yes, there's even a chance of seeing some snow. That's right, snow on Tuesday. Additionally, we could see a cold week ahead as a cold front will pass through the area on Tuesday afternoon, and it's going to bring in a lot of cold air, and it's going to be quite chilly for the remainder of the week. If we take a look at the current surface and satellite radar, you can see there's some showers out towards the Midwest. Places like Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois are actually seeing some snow showers. And off towards the Great Lakes region, places like Buffalo could see anywhere between 1 to 3 feet of snow from lake effect snowfall. Here in the Carolinas, though, it's relatively clear, and if we take a closer look, you can see not much is going on here in the Chapel Hill area. We do have some showers going on up towards the mountains, and those are snow showers, but we're not going to see anything like that today, and it's going to remain kind of clear for most of the rest of the day, and we'll see some clouds build in towards the evening. Now, if we take a look at the surface map, you can see a couple of things going on. We have a high pressure to the south here. That's what's keeping us dry right now, but that will continue to move on out. And we also had the cold front pass through over the weekend, and that brought us some clear skies. Behind it is the next weather maker, and this is out towards the Midwest, and this is going to come sweeping through the area and bring us some of the coldest temperatures we've seen so far this season. The front on Tuesday will be past the Carolinas and down towards Florida, and behind it we're going to definitely feel a winter chill. Now, I did talk about some snow. We could see an isolated snow shower or even some snow flurries on Tuesday afternoon as the front passes through, but we're not calling for any sort of accumulations or any sort of snowstorms. It's just going to be a few flurries, maybe a couple of snowflakes, something to keep up and watch for, but we're not calling for any accumulations at all. And behind the cold front, we're going to have a big area of high pressure move into the Carolinas, and the winds around the high pressure move in a clockwise fashion, and the winds will be coming out of the north, so we're going to get some cold Canadian air moving in through our area. That's going to set up for a very, very cold week ahead. All right, let's talk some basketball. If you're going to be going to the number of UNC is playing Kentucky this week, Tuesday night, taking on Kentucky, 9 o'clock is the start time. Temperatures around tip-off will be about 32 degrees. By the time the game's over, it's going to be about 28 degrees. So if you're going to be going to the game, you definitely want to bring that winter jacket with you, as it's going to be very, very chilly. If you're going to be going out tonight around the region, temperatures not quite as chilly as Tuesday night, but still cold nonetheless. 31 in Chapel Hill, 31 towards Duke, and about freezing in Raleigh. And then tomorrow afternoon, a cold front will move through, and we're going to see temperatures, that's right, 40 degrees is a high. That's not a mistake. That's the actual high temperature for the afternoon, and perhaps a couple of snowflakes mixed in. The 4-day forecast shows temperatures very cold, very chilly for the next week. Highs reaching about the mid-50s by Thursday, but then another front comes through the afternoon, and we drop down into the mid-40s again on Friday. So it's going to be very, very chilly. So if you haven't done your winter wardrobe shopping yet, you probably better get started on it right now.
Yeah, you know, I do need a new winter coat, so I better hurry out and get that in case we see snow tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want to get that coat fast.
Yeah, it's getting us in the holiday spirit. And speaking of faithful holiday light lovers, listen up. The Christmas season has already begun. Tanglewood's rolling countryside is a winter wonderland of giant snowflakes and holiday scenes. This year marks the 17th season of the Festival of Lights, one of the largest and most spectacular shows in the Southeast. From Storybook scenes to holiday themes, more than 1 million lights fill the Tanglewood Park. Viewers can take a pit stop halfway through the park and roast marshmallows. Tanglewood is in Winston-Salem, but worth the drive. Well, now on to sports. It was a pretty rough weekend for our football team, huh, Erin?
Right, we had a little loss this weekend, but at least basketball won. Coming up, we'll show you how the freshman basketball players made some people forget about missing Psycho T.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Let's go, man.
Hello, ladies.
Can you imagine your life without animals? Here at the Durham Animal Shelter, we can't. So come see us. Your new best friend is already expecting you.
Let's give it a shot. You can do it this time. gotta get a real dog.
Awaken your creativity. Do your thing at the Art School at the Art Center in Carborough.
The Carolina football team is still having a very good season, but an upset loss at Maryland has essentially knocked the Heels out of contention for a berth in the conference championship game. First quarter, a bad special teams snap leads to a safety and a field goal, and the Heels lead 5-0. In response, the Terrapins relied on Darrell Scott, who capped a 76-yard drive with this touchdown, run on his way to 129 yards rushing. 2 plays later, UNC's Cooter Arnold catches a deflected pass and outruns the rest of the defense for his first touchdown this year. Later, Davin Meggett puts the Terps ahead once again with a 1-yard run. Late fourth quarter, Maryland's field goal proves to be all the Terrapins need for the win. Final score, 17-15. Can the men's basketball team continue to retain nation's top ranking without Tyler Hansbrough? Jason Kahns tells us that story following the season opener Saturday. The answer to that question is unclear.
Tyler Hansbrough sat out his second game ever Saturday. It might have slowed the Heels down a little, but with 6 players in double figures, the Heels weren't hurting too badly. Besides knocking down 12 points, Danny Green has passed on his dancing skills to some newer Heels. What about everyone else?
6 guys in double figures, I like that part.
Ty Lawson also chipped in 12 points and some mad steals. Wayne Ellington added 13 points but shot 5 for 15.
Ray Charles could see that's not very good, so but he did. He chased down 2 long rebounds today. I didn't say he played poorly. I said he shot it poorly, but no, he did some nice things.
Tyler Zeller had 18 points, but Roy Williams thinks there's still room for improvement.
18 points, that's really good, but I don't expect him to have 0 defensive rebounds. So we got to get some more consistent play out of him.
Deion Thompson contributed 17 points for the Heels, leading them to an 86-71 victory against Penn. But Thompson says despite the fairly comfortable win, the team misses Hansbrough.
Without having Tyler on the floor is a big difference, just for the load that he always carries when he's on the court for us, so it's a big difference.
It all seems to come back to Tyler Hansbrough. In his 3 years at Carolina so far, Hansbrough has averaged 20 points a game. When he gets back on the floor, the Heels might just be unstoppable. In Chapel Hill, I'm Jason Kahn, Carolina Week Sports.
The women's basketball team also has high expectations. The Heels had a fiery start in their season opener against Western Carolina in the WNIT. 3 freshmen have come in, played tough, and made their presence known on the court early on, like this rebound and breakaway play for 2 by Laura Broomfield, who had 8 points in the game. Satara DeGraffenried had a career-high 8 steals, matched a career best with 7 assists, and led the team with 15 points. Sunday evening, the Tar Heels took the court hosting Virginia Commonwealth in the second round of the tournament. The Rams of VCU led early, but Satara DeGraffenried's quick hands forced 5 steals in the game, this one turning into an easy layup. Martina Wood chipped in 10 points off the bench, here with the soft touch off the glass for the deuce. Heather Clater was feeling it from behind the arc, knocking down 3 triples, and she will burn you if you don't get a hand in her face. Rashonda McCants was tough as always, leading the team with 15 points as the Heels improved to 2-0 in the early going with a 77-65 victory. The women's soccer team had the first round of the NCAA tournament. They faced Western Carolina with 5-0 win on Friday. The Heels' dominance didn't stop on Sunday in round 2 of the NCAA tournament against Charlotte. The Heels shut out the 49ers 4-0. The offense continued its scoring tear and credit Courtney Jones with 2 of the Heels' goals, including this one. The Heels kept Charlotte's goalie Lauren Brown sweating all game, outshooting the 49ers 29-2. Carolina will face Illinois in round 3 this Saturday. The women's volleyball team killed 2 birds with 1 stone in a matchup with rival Duke. With the teams tied for first place in the ACC, it made for an intense matchup as the Tar Heels and Blue Devils battled it out on the floor of the Dean Dome Thursday night. Leading the Heels was Brianna Escola with the match-high 21 digs. Heather Brooks dominated the game with key kills to help the Heels win the first and second sets. Courtney Johnston claimed half of the Tar Heels' 12 kills, while Lauren Pressing shut Duke down with her blocks. The Heels beat Duke 3-0 and had a little something to sing about. If you thought the win against Duke was impressive, just wait. Carolina blasted Wake Forest Sunday to pick up its 8th straight victory. The Tar Heels swept the Deacons with great net play. Heather Brooks gets one of her 8 kills here, and Susan Nadell follows with one of her own. She also had 8 on the day. As a team like Carolina, their defense picked up 8 blocks and kept Wake scrambling the entire match. The report brought to you by number 8. Carolina takes on a tough Miami squad in the Dean Dome on Thursday. The UNC wrestling team hosted the 3rd annual ACC Big Ten Clash Saturday. After trading matches with the Heels, the Michigan State Spartans took the lead. 13th ranked Justin Dobies had his only win of the day in the first match, but dropped the next 2. Keegan Mueller was the only Tar Heel who recorded 2 wins, and Daniel Amos shocked fans when he clocked in a win against nationally ranked number 8 Patrick Bond of Illinois. The men lost all 3 matchups of the clash, falling to Michigan State, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Well, that wraps up sports for the weekend.
So what's up with Tyler Hansbrough? Is he going to be playing again? Or?
Tyler will not be playing in the game tomorrow night, but we have a little bit of festivities going on because College Game Day will be in the house.
Oh, great. Thanks so much, Erin. All right. Hey, ladies, listen up. Life doesn't have to be all work and no play.
We'll show you a special way to kick back and relax.
And I made suction tires. Wait, what? Wait. I used a rivet gun to connect the suction cups, and then I just connected it to the tire. I got the idea from an octopus because of the suction cups, and I don't know.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your invention at inventnow.org.
Get moving. See what a 10% weight loss can do for you.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
Women in the Triangle lead hectic lives, and sometimes they need some pampering and girl time.
Sam Rosenthal takes us to downtown Hillsborough for a special Ladies' Night Out.
These 3 ladies are here in downtown Hillsborough because they just want to have fun.
Oh my gosh, are we on camera?
You are on camera. It's Ladies' Night Hillsborough.
Yeah.
They've driven here from Chapel Hill for an event called Ladies' Night Out. That's Kelly Siebert on the right, joined by her girlfriends Claire Rockman in the middle and Donna Mayo on the left. Why did they come?
We heard about it. No, we heard about it through our supervisor, and we thought it would be a very fun girls' thing to do.
On Churton Street and also on King Street, 22 Hillsborough businesses are participating in the event. Other than Mayor Tom Stevens, I'm one of the few male visitors here at Little Luxuries and Brick Alley Books, where they've been handing out these delicious samples of Russian tea. Yum. And what would a ladies' night be without some jewelry shopping? Here at Hillsborough Wine Company, Sarah Matista and her friends enjoy a free wine tasting and complimentary massages. Matista says the evening is a treat.
It's just something different to do on a Thursday night, and I think we would definitely come back next year.
And everyone else agrees.
You don't see us here at Walmart doing this.
No.
Right, exactly. This is unique. It's a fun thing.
The girls say they'll come to the next ladies' night out, and I might too. In downtown Hillsborough, I'm Sam Rosenthal, Carolina Week.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching. Good night.